The Kardashians did an interview with Variety where Kim shared her advice on what it takes to be a success.
Empty.
Take a look.
I have the best advice for women in business. Get your up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. You
That's
have to,
so true.
I'm like, I gotta hustle. So
but
I
I
can
think
be back
also
in this room and get
because
there.
you see everything on social media and you think, oh, it's just a lifestyle, or oh, it's like really quick and easy and you can just post something, and it's not easy.
Did she say anything that was inherently wrong? I don't think so. When I first saw it and I saw people were coming for her neck, I was like, she ain't say nothing wrong. Yeah, work. You have to work for things.
Subscribe, please. Because. Subscribe, please. Yes.
Now, I'm going to tell you the first place my brain went when I first saw this, when I saw that she was getting backlash for it. People are probably like, oh, well, you're Kim Kardashian. You're like a multi-millionaire, billionaire, whatever multi-millionaire. You have all this money and you're privileged and you don't know and blah, blah, blah. And like, yeah, Kim was born into money. Kim has a lot of money. However, Kim has worked, people. I'm sorry. And again, I'm not like an advocate. I'm not a Kim Kardashian fan. I could care less about Kim Kardashian. But I'm here to tell you, for those who don't know, Kim Kardashian has worked regular boing jobs. She has. She's worked retail. She's been people's assistant. Yeah, she's like super rich now. She's one of the biggest celebrities in the world. However, unlike a lot of other people, even though she was born into, you know, some racks there, it doesn't mean, like, again, I know this for a fact. Kim Kardashian has worked regular jobs. She has. I don't know the details of everything that they do, but like it's still business. It's still money, you know, it's still hard work. And like what she just said, I think people think when they see like things that are like in the entertainment industry or influencers and stuff like that, they think that it's just a cakewalk. No, it's still work. It's still work. That's why only a few select people make it in that kind of industry, because you do have to be a certain way. You do have to have a certain kind of like ethic about you.
People to lose their minds. For people who say she had a big head start compared to most people, you remember what that head start was? Think back. Think back if that's what you mean to say.
The sex tape, you mean?
Yeah.
The sex tape.
Oh, I just got that.
Yeah, that's not a. Remember how she was dealt with as the joke, and everybody decided she was going to be nothing for years, and then that blanket statement that people don't seem to want to work anymore isn't true. But I leave it to y'all. What do you think?
Well, it reminds me, I was just thinking about that Lori Loughlin and what's her name, Felicity Huffman, who paid a lot of money to get their kids into the Ivy League school because they know that when you're in an Ivy League school, you make contacts that will push you ahead faster. And if you're, you know, a poor kid like I was, I had to go to a city school. I didn't make any contacts there. I just met a husband. That was it.
You met your husband there? Like, why is that a bad thing? These are the end times, people.
A leg up is what you need in this world. And not everybody, my mother worked so hard all her life. She was a sewing machine operator. That was it for her until she died, you know? So who worked harder than that? Nobody that I knew.
It also helps to be born. It helps to be born rich also. Like she was. I mean, she had a wealthy father. She had a mother who was a business manager.
She's pretty. That helps.
She's pretty.
Another asset.
And I just think that people that are born on third base shouldn't be talking about how easy it is to hit a home run.
Yeah, right.
Something I hear a lot nowadays is like, oh, we need to start, you know, generational wealth. I'm trying to get mine so that way my kids will be good and my kids. You want to be well off so that your kids have a better shot at life, right? And so that their kids, your kids have a better shot at life. Your kids are going to be these people that you're talking garbage about, that you're saying. And again, I'm not advocating for Kim Kardashian. Get this. These are people who are in her tax bracket. They're just doing this because they know it's going to get them the, oh, yes, yes. So, yes, so true. 1 minute, it's like, oh, work hard, you know, pick yourself up by the bootstraps so that way you can pass that wealth and success down to your children. But then we punish the children of people that did it before us. She didn't say nothing crazy. Yeah, you got to work. You got to work hard. Get this, even if Kim was born in money, if Kim didn't work, Kim wouldn't be where Kim is now. The ladies here, even if they came from the mud, them of all people should be like, yo, yeah, she's not saying nothing crazy. She's right, regardless of her position. You got to work.
Because I, like you, grew up poor. I grew up in the South Bronx
poor, we were
projects. And
I
did have to work harder. And it took me, I think, I worked twice as hard to get half as far as a lot of people. And it just came off as being very privileged. It came off as being very elitist. And let's remember, her mother got her a gig and the entire family in 2007 on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I think 5 years later, in 2012, she's been making $10 million a year.
So what? What's the point of anyone doing anything? Again, we tell people like, oh, work hard and create generational wealth so that your children can do good. Just so someone else's kid down the line can talk crap on my kid, telling my kid that they're privileged. So what if they had a leg up? That's capitalism. Again, and capitalism ain't perfect. I'm not making that argument either. But you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the whole equity thing. That's the game. So you're either with it or you're not with it at all. I'm in a lesser position than these people on The View talking about like they got bread and like, yeah, the lady here, she's talking about like, oh, she worked hard, you know, she didn't come from all that and she didn't have the same opportunities because her parents didn't have that. And like, that's messed up, but like, that's the game. If you're not with the game, then don't play. And I know how that sounds. People are like, oh, well, everyone should be, but we do live in one of the few places where you can make this bread or you cannot. It's going to be harder for some people that don't already have bread, but that's because the people before them worked hard. We're going to punish people because their parents worked hard so that their kids don't have to work as hard. Then what's the point in you working hard so that your kids don't have to work as hard? Your kids are going to be called privileged. That doesn't mean don't teach your kids values or teach your kids that you have to work in life. But again, Kim Kardashian, for anyone that knows, she worked regular jobs before. Yeah, she came from money. She has more money now, probably because she came from money and she had her mother and her father in the house. That's where that stuff really comes from. And again, Rob Kardashian, God rest his soul, great man. Guy had good character. You heard me. And he had bread. Not a Kardashian sympathizer or anything like that. I'm not elitist. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Kim was. You can't be mad at her because her dad made bread. She came from money and she has a good work ethic. She didn't say anything wrong. She didn't.
I grew up with a single mom. I was home alone all the time, and I would watch somebody like Kim Kardashian and be inspired. So I don't, even if she was more privileged than the rest of us, she's got quite a reach, and she is getting that message out. It's hard to take her seriously in that outfit when she said it. I'm going to say that.
Like an S&M club.
But another thing, you know, she was integral in prison reform in the last administration.
Just because Kim got people out of prison and just because she's for prison reform doesn't mean like that means nothing, especially in regards to what we're talking about here.
I think she has worked really, really hard. And I say kudos to her for getting that message out.
Well, there's more than one side to the story. So you just presented another aspect, but that does not dismiss the fact that she sounded tone deaf in that comment.
And she could have started with a different sentence to say, I recognize I started in a different position, and then say the point she made. But
why does she have to say that? She still works. All she said was, you have to work. If you want something, you have to work. Yeah, she came from money. Yes, she might have had other opportunities that other people didn't have, but that doesn't mean that she didn't have to work to get to where she is. She wasn't always Kim Kardashian. There was a point where she was just Rob Kardashian's daughter. Someone has a leg up. Good for them. If they say something stupid, say that they said something stupid. She didn't say anything stupid. This industry that people want to be in, they think it's easy, but it's not. And they have to work hard at it. I can't. We like to say that like people with money and people that have positions of power, people that are privileged are tone deaf. But I think sometimes I think everyone's tone deaf. It's just nuts.